The farewell words to Simon Peter. Then Jesus went to Simon Peter, who stood up when the Master addressed him as follows. Peter, I know that you love me, and that you will devote your life to the open proclamation of this gospel of the kingdom to both Jews and Gentiles. But it saddens me that the years you have spent so closely with me have not contributed more to making you think before you speak. What suffering you will have to endure before you learn to guard your lips. What difficulties you have caused us with your thoughtless speech and your presumptuous confidence in yourself. And you will surely bring even more trouble upon yourself if you do not overcome this weakness. You know that your brothers love you despite this weakness, and you must also understand that this shortcoming does not diminish my love for you, but it makes you less useful and will constantly bring you trouble. The experience you will go through tonight will undoubtedly be of great value to you. What I now say to you, Simon Peter, I also say to all your brothers gathered here. Tonight you will all be in great danger of stumbling over me. You know it is written, the shepherd will be struck, and the sheep will be scattered in all directions. When I am absent, the great danger is that some of you will falter in doubt and stumble because of what will happen to me. But no matter how dark this night may be, remember my promise that I will return after a short time, and I will then go before you to Galilee. Then Peter placed his hand on Jesus' shoulder and said, Even if all my brothers falter in doubt, I will not stumble over you, no matter what happens. I will go with you, and if necessary, I will die for you. As Peter stood there before his master, trembling with intense emotion and overflowing with genuine love for his master, Jesus looked him straight in his tear-filled eyes and said in a soft voice, Peter, truly, truly, I say to you that this night the rooster will not crow before you have denied me 3 or 4 times. And so you will learn through much trouble and sorrow what you have not learned through peaceful companionship with me. But when you have learned this necessary lesson, serve your brothers and lead a life dedicated to preaching this gospel, even if that leads you to prison, or perhaps to following me in paying the highest price for the building of the Father's kingdom on this earth. But remember my promise. When I have risen, I will remain on earth for a short time before I go to the Father. Tonight I will ask the Father to grant each of you strength for what you will soon have to endure. I love you all with the love with which the Father loves me, and therefore you must henceforth love one another as I have loved you. After Peter left Jerusalem and before Paul became the leading figure of the Gentile Christian churches, he traveled extensively, visiting all the churches from Babylon to Corinth. He also visited and served in many churches that Paul had established. Although Peter and Paul differed greatly in temperament, education, and even in their theological views, they increasingly worked together in later years for the building of the churches. Peter persisted in the error of trying to convince the Jews that Jesus was, after all, the true, actual Jewish Messiah. Until the day of his death, there remained confusion in his mind regarding the conceptions of Jesus as the Jewish Messiah, of Christ as the Savior of the world, and of the Son of Man as the revelation of God, the loving Father of all humanity. Peter's wife was a very capable woman. When Peter was driven out of Jerusalem, she accompanied him on all his travels to the new churches, as well as on his missionary journeys. And on the day her renowned husband died, she was thrown to the wild animals in the arena of Rome. Thus this man, Peter, who had been in such close contact with Jesus, and had belonged to his circle of confidants, left Jerusalem to proclaim the good news of the kingdom, with power and glory until his service was completed. He considered it a great honor when he was informed that he was sentenced to death by crucifixion, just like his master had died on a cross. After Jesus had thus personally bid farewell to his apostles, they sang a hymn, and then they left the upper room and returned to the camp on the Mount of Olives.